Oh, weird. Live streaming.
Yeah, I'm doing the live streaming. It helps record it, makes it all easy, simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
she hasn't done any work at all, of course. Yeah, nothing at all. Not even
Okay.
a single session. But she does come to the meeting. So I mean, under our policies, she does get she can get paid up to 1.5 hours a week unless somebody basically objected to that.
I thought we made it clear that the 1.5 hours is basically, what is it? The team meetings are back pay. It's not actual work, you know?
Well, under our policy, the way that we have it is we have what's called general worker criteria, right? So your general worker criteria and responsibilities include the main sessions, your onboarding, your communication, your scheduling. Like, so she is communicating some, she is scheduling. She did that meeting with Alberto for her onboarding. So she definitely has spent time, more than the hour and a half she spends in the meeting. So if she comes to the main sessions, she doesn't get any time, right? But she can count all of her basic communication, her onboarding, getting organized, like all that stuff technically counts if she logs it and says that, okay, I was doing work to prepare myself for my meetings for the actual work sessions. But of course, she didn't so she can only track a maximum of 1.5 paid hours per week for all of that. So what that means is that the main sessions are included in that. So if she only came to the main sessions, that's all she did. We could say, like, you're not allowed to do that. Like, that doesn't count. But technically speaking, under our policies, she could add all of those hours together, and as long as it adds up to an hour and a half, she would get
Oh,
half hours a week, and so that would be $210.
that's how you did the math. Okay, okay. Got
To
it.
get the additional 1.5 hours a week, she would need to do one single work session per week, which obviously she's not doing.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is, like, silly, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
I mean, it was a lot of work. I was like, I think David put in maybe 100 hours, like since last year, just coaching her sort of and sending money here and there and giving her advice. And then I put in at least like, I don't know, 20, 30 hours and you at least 10 hours, and the minimum commitment was 3 hours a week. That's it.
Yeah,
So
I know the money that David's put in. I mean, we're trying to put in money too. I mean, it's just insane. We offered her back upfront pay, and advance, but she didn't even do it. Maybe because she wasn't taking it too seriously. I don't know if I don't think an advance pay would get approved at this point.
I wouldn't approve it at this point,
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's like, it is what it is. The fact that Stacy's just not really stepping up, but maybe she'll show up later today. I mean, it's just like, we just follow the policies. I mean, I already sent her an email and made it clear that it looks like we're not going to be meeting the deadline for the board. It's February 27th. We have exactly 1 week between now and the deadline for having the nonprofit budget approved. And basically, if the nonprofit budget's not approved by then, which is, I mean, what's the chances that's going to happen? It's basically zero. She is automatically kicked out of the budget. Like, this was her one task for the entire month, is just to make sure you're in the budget for the next month. That was all she had to do. And she didn't do it.
right.
So, like, it's not anyone else's problem, but also we want to pay myself, we want to pay you, we want to pay Alberto, we want to pay other people. So
Yeah.
it's still good for us to work on the nonprofit budget, but even if we work on the nonprofit budget and we set it up, it doesn't necessarily include Stacy.
Yeah, no, it's clear. Yep.
For next month either, even if you do the work. So either way, the deadline is the 27th. So after the 27th, she will no longer be getting upfront pay anymore.
Okay.
Even at the 1.5 hours per week.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense. All right. And at this point, it's just more work to coordinate with her and wait around, and maybe she'll call, she won't, and stuff like that. I've done that a couple times already with her, so I'd rather just start working on the budget. What do you and Alberto have planned for today's meeting?
Whoa.
Bless you.
Thank goodness. So the title is General Team Work on Recruitment CCC Board Setup. So basically, we're going over the priorities for the board setup. the recruitment round, what needs to be done for that. Like, I think Alberto did some prep work on what's called the recruitment round sheet, which is going to have everything we need on that sheet. So there's basically two things going on. One is the overall FQN recruitment round, and then processing the entire model like that we do for everybody, and that includes the budget and all the pops and making sure we have verification, legal verification that people want to basically be volunteers, etc. And then from there, the other side of it is working on what you want to do, which is like the image and the CCC website, which we need to update. And then there's, talking to the existing interested parties with the lawyers, Carol, and all the things that are already in motion, and then the follow up and like the board training. And so all of that part is very, very important as well. So there's kind of two tracks that are happening simultaneously.
Okay, sounds good. That sounds good. Oh, I see you have Discord open. And Jay, the email you sent to me, it didn't come through. You said I got it. It says notes and it says here, but there's no link attached.
No, I forgot the link.
Yeah. Well, we were like multitasking, so yeah.
Oh my God, you're right. It just says here. It's so ridiculous. Right,
Well,
so
it still makes sense because you are here and you are screen sharing it. So I just
you can see it, yes. But let's link. All right, there it goes. Oops, forgot link. Oops, forgot link. Oh my God.
And then while you're also in your inbox, I did send you some grant options. I did like, I don't know, 3 hours of research on several grants.
Municipal district.
Okay, that one just open up because it's this is a weird way to do leads, but it has worked sort of before. I've done it before where I know they're hiring for an individual, but then I'm like, wait, you could still deal with me, but I'm going to run it through Good Cause Group. So you're paying my company as opposed to paying me. And it's like it's a $10,000 potential, that's a salary. I know they're saying it's a salary, but if they're hiring, the deadline's in 4 days, but it's all like the type of stuff that SVG would do anyways, I think, so, or could do. But in terms of like getting 10, I don't know, $5,000 clients or, $2,500 clients, like this is a 10,000. Yeah, that's just the salary for that, 10,000 a month. And then, let's see, I got the notes.
Hey, Mel.
Yeah, if you just search my name, you should see the Innovation Fund grant I sent to you. So
Hello, Mel. Can you hear
hi,
me, guys?
Alberto.
Hi. How are you doing?
Doing good. Stacy canceled today, and basically we started off talking a little bit about like potentially firing her if she doesn't get the work done and giving her a hard stop on hard deadline by February 27th, but we're going to move forward with the nonprofit budget anyways and the work, but yeah, so that's that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about it. What can I say?
Yeah.
I mean,
We were talking about whether or not she qualifies for the $1.5 a week and getting $210 for the month, which is related to the fact that she has come to meetings, she did the onboarding and things like that. So technically under our policies, she might be able to, we could at least propose the 1.5 hours per week, even though she didn't do the work, which would be the additional 1.5 hours per week. So that would be $210 as opposed to the 420. So the only question on that is like, whether that would get approved. So obviously anyone could have proposed to not do that, because if she's only going to meetings and not actually doing anything, like, we could argue that she shouldn't get paid at all, but it's like, we, under our policies, I think she could qualify for the, at least considered for the 1.5 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
well, what can I say? I mean, exactly under the policy, we will see the hours that she tracked, and we will do the calculations from there.
Yeah, and she obviously is going to be getting back pay benefits and equity, because that's automatic
Yeah, for sure.
for all returns. So. But anyways,
We
enough
see.
about
Anyway, we are by the time we do the 133rd month, degrees west month, payroll is going to be at least a month. So we still need to start the 26E,
we
which
are way behind on payroll. But that can always easily change. Like anyone can always propose skipping a payroll and moving forward and doing minimal possible, you know?
but we are aligning ourselves. We are catching up.
Yeah.
Be soon enough.
And then the other thing, moving on from Stacy, is I sent Jay some Jay asked to do some business grants and research, and then I came up with some leads today that I can share in a list, you know. But Jay, there's like a Unity grant. I'm looking at my sent out box because I don't know if you saw it. The Unity grant and America's Seed Fund.
I don't see the Unity grant. I don't know if I'm looking in the right place, but I just saw the one for the East Bay Municipal Utility District.
No, that's more of like a maybe we can inquire and see if like they would pay SVG instead of an individual and do the work, you know? It's like a $10,000 a month kind of salary, and maybe we can be like a potential client. So I was just telling Alberto that, but you guys can go on with your agenda. I just wanted to jump on quickly and talk to Jay a little bit about Stacy and the issues that we're having with her. You know, she's going through a lot personally in life, so we can only do what we can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what she's going through, but
I don't see any other grants on the email.
On FQN at Jay's Life,
Yeah,
that's the main one I sent to you. Do you see America's Seed Fund? That was from January 27th. I didn't get a response from you January 27th. So you have to go back a little bit.
Oh, I see. I have to go back further. Okay.
Okay, and then a Unity grant on January 27th. There it is. America, you did see it. There it is. Unity grant, America's Seed Fund. So that's for up to 500,000. No?
Yeah? Well, 500,000 for everybody, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, grant up to or a total. You're right, a total. Okay. Jay's been working on Unity stuff for a long time, so I thought if anything, you can apply or see if they're interesting partners for the Unity network. And then the other one is
the problem that I when I was reading this is that it seems to be based on gaming and like, you know, Unity as in like the platform, which is basically like a coding platform, like an RT3D coding platform, which means that basically this project is not about doing work for humanity. It's about creating a 3D rendering of a, you know, visual experience. That's what I was reading before. That's why I didn't kind of follow up with it.
Yeah, I see that it's like kind of, yeah, it's like
Unity is an actual coding platform for gaming, right? So Unity, right? So it's basically like the Unity logo and the whole Unity game engine is a cross-platform game engine developed by Unity Technologies, first announced and released in 2005. So Unity is a big-time use for, it's a gaming platform model. So Unity 3D is what they're talking about here.
Okay, so that's an aside. Okay, that may not be a fit. But how about America's Seed Fund? That one. it's kind of tech focused as well too. But I don't know if what anything we're working on has some tech focus, and because like building a platform for the Unity network and stuff like that. I don't know if the funding was there, maybe. But yeah, it's kind of tech focused as well too. So maybe it's not a perfect fit. But the cool thing is that you can keep your equity, and yeah.
So I'm very ignorant about all these grants things, right? But I mean, grants is like money they use government allocates for a specific type of projects or initiatives, correct?
Yep, and you don't have to pay it back. And then in this
And you
case,
don't have to pay it back. Ah, wow,
yeah,
wow,
so it's not a loan with interest.
amazing. Wow.
That's what a 501(c)(3) is, right? If you're a nonprofit, it's easier to get grants. So this says that the problem with this one, it says that all funded work, including work done by consultants and contractors, needs to take place within the United States. So
Well,
that
some of
might
the
be a
work,
little,
yeah, some of the work will maybe the main. Well, you're the main in PI, so I mean, whatever they fund you, we could say that that portion of their funding pays you or the team in the US, and then we'd have to set aside and raise different funding for something else for it to pay the
yeah.
other workers. Yeah.
Well, it certainly could be worth a try. We'll have to see.
Okay. But I'm gonna do a few more hours regularly of like grants research because I think because of our social impact mission, there should be grant funding out there. It's just it just takes time to find opportunities and then apply and then talk to the funders. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it would be nice one day to actually bring in some money from some grants. But
Well,
we'll
we
see.
did. Joel brought in over 100,000 last year.
Oh,
So.
yeah, I mean, we can always help other people bring in money for grants. I was talking about for
Oh, yeah.
work that I'm doing with that grant. But anyways, yeah, I mean, we can easily help other people bring. It's much easier to raise money for others, anyways.
Okay. So you guys can so Alberto, how are you doing? I haven't talked to you since your mining pitch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm doing okay. I'm getting back on my usual week hours. I'm glad about it for FQN. And yeah, I mean, we were just saying, Jay and I, before that. I mean, we're very happy with the infrastructure and all the work we did on planning and coordination, because we have like a really cool prioritization system that I mean, nothing is seems to be falling to the cracks. So we're not missing anything. We're moving all the work forward in a very coherent way. And I mean, the new model that we evolved in, this vortex model, is just so cool, and we're already experiencing incredible benefits. Like, we finally have a schedule that Jay was probably dreaming about it. I don't know for how long, but me at least. In the schedule we have, it's really cool and should be able to address everything. And yeah, we're happy. I don't know if you're probably your Jay already filled you in, but I mean, we decided to do a step back because basically, allow me the term, Jay, but we decided that we either go big or we go right. So by when we got so close to SVG launch, which was basically ready, we just said, right, we're not ready to launch SVG. We started to rethink everything. Which was great, and we developed all these new policies and this team schedule and this umbrella trajectories, and the way that we're gonna be working on all our work priorities, right? So Everything's going very smoothly. I mean, from now, since now I think we have the right base that's gonna support us for. It's gonna be the foundation for a very long time for us to really focus now on the work, and we really want to launch now. We changed our we have now the prime trajectory is like our North Star for the moment is this umbrella showcase website launch, which is something incredible. So we're going to be working on more income generation sources like sponsorship, SVG
Grants.
work obviously, and
The
the
grants.
assets, grants, exactly. Yeah. So we're very happy in.
Yeah. So I mean, the Umbrella Web Showcase website, everyone's really excited about. It seems to be, when we passed the proposal, it passed with like an 8.43 or something like that. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Which is never. I mean, I think it's the highest proposal that passed ever. And then also in relationship to our schedule, it says here that what might make sense is like whether we do the fundraising and grants would come in on Friday, Saturday. This would be 2 o'clock. Also on,
Oh, okay. I see this now because Joy sent me the notes, but it was a draft. This looks way more organized. So I
yeah,
have
let me link the actual schedule. So
Yeah.
this is the schedule here. So link to approved team schedule. So this is a regular schedule every week. And there's 12 sessions that we approved, and they're color coded. So the pink is the client work, which would include, like we're talking about, the fundraising, the grants. Like that would be money that we could pay people to work on grants and fundraising, right? The green is the Umbrella Showcase website, which also includes SVG and the SVG website, right? Because that's going to be our primary showcase website within the Umbrella Showcase. And then we have the general teamwork, which is all of our budget and payroll and our main session and coordination and evaluation and everything. Like that's just like recruitment, like so what we're doing today. So today's session is based on recruitment, positions and roles, and CCC nonprofit setup, which is just like a general teamwork.
Yeah, which reminds me. I don't know if you remember the first time or the second time that Mel was in a session with the main session with Mel. You remember, Mel? You said you guys should have something that relates. You have all these websites that is difficult for the public, for the people to link them together.
Mhm.
And you remember you were commenting that.
At the last session, or
No, one of the first sessions.
Oh yeah, yes. It's
Yeah,
this endless web of links, which is kind of hard.
exactly. And now we are doing exactly. We are collecting everything in this showcase website where the public can go. It can immediately then go into more details for whatever they need. Right. We're gonna start. Obviously, we're gonna start with what we're doing now actively, which is at least a preliminary list of 7 websites. Yeah,
No,
maybe they're gonna be not 7. Maybe they're gonna. Yeah.
No, we are going to be voting on and approving the exact number of websites.
Exactly.
If we only want to do SVG, we could just do 1. If we want to do SVG plus sponsorship, that would be 2. If we want to do SVG sponsorship and the support alliance and life support, that would be 3, right? So we're going to decide on exactly the number.
We haven't decided what we're saying is that this preliminary list is what we are actually doing, is what we're active at the moment, right? So
yeah, well, that also includes the Umbrella Showcase website.
Yeah, including the Umbrella Showcase website.
Okay, I was so confused. I saw the list of showcase websites and I didn't know what that meant, but that was like 6 different websites. It was a lot.
Yeah, there's like 6 different considerations that we're prioritizing to see where we want to do the cutoff.
Yeah. For example, like for the sponsorship, is just a matter of updating what we already have. It's already very complete. For SVG, is basically ready. For the organization, maybe the support alliance. I don't know, Jay. Maybe there we need to. We already have something, right? And
Yeah.
the coolest thing is this new one, the pipeline future.
The Umbrella Showcase website, SVG, sponsorship, support alliance, and then there's the co-op.
Experience.
And we're calling the new term for the co-op is the contributor co-op. And then the pipeline, so it has a better name. What was the new name we gave it? It was
The model, how it's called now, the model is
the showcase
sh-
pipeline model. Yeah. So basically, this is the showcase
experience
model is the
experience.
showcase pipeline experience model. Yeah, or the pipeline experience model. Anyway, so the idea is the showcase pipeline experience model is the administrative functioning for the website, the showcase website, right? So the every single showcase website that is put on the Umbrella Showcase website that we actually showcase would go through the pipeline experience, which is basically like you always say, everything needs to be go through all the checklists to make sure it's professional and meets the criteria to be publicly launched. Right, so that's what that would do. And then, for example, the contributor co-op would basically be the administration branch of the entire network. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna create a system, because the showcase pipeline experience model system that will allow us to quickly, very scalable system to allow us to quickly launch new websites as we are expanding and as we start to become active on new projects, on new businesses. I mean, like for the planetary session, for example. And this could also be a modular. How do you call it, Jay? Modular. I mean, it could be also be something that we sell, right? It's an additional
Yeah,
source of income.
That's a long ways off. I mean, that's only if it's successful. So I don't know. Anything is marketable if it's functional. Like if we had a really good HR system and HR plan, we could actually get paid to do other people's HR. You know, but right now we need to get our own recruitment and HR model set up, which is part of what this session is supposed to be about. So, Mel, do you understand the schedule, or do you have any questions on any of this stuff?
The schedules. Okay. Let me click over to schedule. It's and that's what you guys mean by vortex. And I just to clarify, you said something that
vortex. This is just our schedule. We don't need to go into the vortex. I don't know why Alberto just keeps bringing it up, but this is just our normal schedule. It's not the vortex at all.
Okay, so I don't know what the vortex model is, but we don't have. And then, so I see the team schedule. I think it's fine for now. And then you guys mentioned something got approved really quickly. What was that? That got almost unanimously, like a high voting approved. What got like
the Umbrella Showcase website? So the proposal was to step back and slow down from only doing SVG by itself, and instead do SVG with the sponsorship website and the support alliance website as like presented as the Umbrella Showcase website. So it's all going to be presented together and tell the story of like the connecting the dots and everything, so that it's clear what we're doing. Because we always said that, we're still doing these other things. They're not part of SVG and they're external to SVG. So we just want to have a professional space where with very, very few websites where you can just see the primary active functional websites in work that we're currently doing, instead of just like the index of 100 websites of all of our past things and like everything.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. All right. Got it. See, it says at the bottom, vortex schedule. Okay. What is vortex?
Yeah.
Schedule? What is the vortex model? Yeah.
Like we didn't talk about the vortex model for years, but basically this schedule comes out of the vortex model, and the vortex model itself is based on the prime trajectory, and the trajectories of, and at this point our like we're saying, our North Star is the Umbrella Showcase website, and the old North Star, the old prime trajectory, was the SVG website. So we switched from just SVG to the Umbrella Showcase website, which is the umbrella of all the different showcase programs under our entity, which we're going to discuss and finalize. But it could be FQN, it could be whatever. We'll figure out the actual entity and logo and and you know, the whole image and identity later. But the point is that the prime trajectory is like the beginning point of how the whole vortex model functions. And we don't want to go into all the details, but basically in these, you know, we have three what we call umbrella trajectories, and the three umbrella trajectories are the client work, the
Yeah, Umbrella
umbrella
Showcase
website,
website,
and the
teamwork, general
general
teamwork.
work, right? And so the general teamwork is all in, and these are the umbrella ones, right? So all the general teamwork is in the light blue. The umbrella showcase website is in the bright green, and then the client work is in the bright pink. Okay. So those
Right,
are the
but
trajectories, and then the idea is that our entire schedule works around this primary focus of our client, like balancing our client work, our showcase website, and our general work. And so every single what we call, you know, sub trajectory or full trajectory, right, would go under the umbrella trajectories, has to fit into one of our sessions each week. So every single session that we have scheduled in our regular schedule has to include everything in the entire vortex, or in this case, the entire network, right? So everything is scheduled every week to or every other week to be, so we know where and when it's happening. And so the trajectory, the sub trajectories will eventually get us to the work that needs to be prioritized, because we can only work, for example, Wednesday, Thursday, Hydra Hour 3 for client work. We have taxes, finances, bills, and sponsorship admin needs. So we'd love to focus on the sponsorship and the bills, but right now we just have to focus on taxes, taxes, taxes. But in that space every week, we focus on the taxes. Once we get through the taxes, the trajectory will automatically take us to the sponsorship and the bills. That makes sense?
yeah.
Yep,
So
that's
in,
fine.
in other words, Mel, Jake, correct me if I'm wrong. The thing that is really mind blowing, and it gives you really a sense of peace that everything falls in place, is that we before we were trying to build a web, right?
No,
So
we never built a web. We were always a network.
yeah, a network.
I was trying to develop a web model. Okay, again, I've never talked to Mel about any of this. I can't imagine how confusing it is going into all of this stuff.
I can imagine. Yeah.
We're supposed to be working on something else, but it's basically like Mel has always been interested and focused on the nonprofit branch, and so that's all we ever really talk about is the nonprofit.
Right. All right. So I'm just gonna
What
finish here too.
say is that the web model that I was trying to work on for so long never functioned and didn't actually happen. And the Vortex model was like immediately within days and weeks, it just all started working, because it's like designed based on natural systems. And we can present to you, we have recordings already, but we could present to you how the natural systems are all based on vortexes. And so we're just following existing natural systems of like cellular life and you know, universal life, and it just automatically flows with this model. It's
Exactly.
really
Exactly. It keeps you very concentrated in the present, and it's like it's develops on its own, because it's more an experience, like really an experience than trying to reach some cold goals, and the whole approach of how we are working, and also it's more flexible. Everything is more flexible, dynamic, and change, but everything is falls into place in a very natural way. This is already manifesting a lot, like with, for example, this team schedule. It's pretty cool. But you see. I mean, I can imagine it's a lot if she
Okay, I
is not
just
familiar
needed
with all this.
yeah, it's a quick overview, but yeah, that's it sounds fine with me, you know, for now.
Yeah, no, I mean we're very glad to. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. It's amazing. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, this model is pretty good in terms of showing you what a vortex looks like in relationship to our solar system, and how like everything actually flows in vortices, and consciousness is actually a temporal vortice as opposed to a web, like a web of life. Like so the old model is we always used to think of life as like a web, but it's actually a vortex.
Yeah, it's like a cyclic cycle upwards, right? That's kind of over. But I mean, I like it theoretically and as an inspiration, but on the business side with client work and all the admin stuff, I just don't want it to I don't know, just makes sense with
I
business
don't even know
too.
why we're talking about it right now. I have no idea.
Okay,
But
yeah.
it's the actual model that we're working, and it is functional, and it's more than just a theory because we actually are doing it and it's working. So it's just like any organizing model for project management and coordination. There's many different models. We're just calling this one the vortex model, and it's working. So we're just going with it, and over time you can learn more about it or whatever, but it's really not particularly essential to like focusing on getting the work done and doing the buddy teams and everything.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, I got it. That's kind of cool. I know, and it's true, Alberto. We normally just focus on the nonprofit stuff and I think the support alliance. You mean by like the support network, and just helping people in our community. And so I don't usually talk to Jay about this, but when I first met Jay, one of the first things we did was energy healing, which is all about the chakras, and each energy center is a vortex in it of itself throughout the human body. So I'm really into vortexes.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that, I mean, I don't know, Jay, but for the first time, I mean, even though we are going bigger, like with every, but I don't feel overwhelmed at all. Like everything is
Wow.
flowing, everything's going. Yeah. It's like under control. Everything
Yeah,
is,
it's like we know where and when everything is going to be dealt with. So instead of like constantly frantically scurrying to the next emergency, it's like we can actually relax and just breathe, and all we have to do is focus on the moment and the current trajectory that we are within the vortex, and we just know based on the system that it will just automatically take us to the next priority. And so in that context, you can just relax based on where you are now, knowing that you're just automatically going to go to where you need to be, in the next, as the trajectory moves forward. So it's pretty amazing how it all works, and it definitely calms everything down.
yeah.
Make sure everything's getting taken care of. You don't need to worry about every single little thing because it's all automatically taken care of in the model. We will automatically get to anything and everything that needs to be
Yeah.
prioritized based on the model. It just automatically prioritizes it for you and brings it up to when you need to do it. So there is a little training involved for the workers in terms of like understanding how trajectories work, but that's going to be pretty minor. Probably take under an hour to train someone on how the model works, so that when they go to their buddy team, so the next buddy team tomorrow is taxes, finances, bills, sponsorship, admin piece. That's tomorrow morning. So when people get to the session, that they know what they're working on. Wait, no, that's not tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is the Umbrella Showcase website, identity and guiding documents, launch agreement, pipeline cutoff. So tomorrow we're going to be focusing on basically making sure we're moving forward with the pipeline cutoff for the exact number of websites that we want to prioritize. And this is going through our new pipeline model, which is going to create a prioritized voting system that you and everybody will be able to vote on. And then that will finalize, our top 3, 5, 6, 8, whatever number we want to cut off for the actual number of websites that we want to do for the showcase launch. So we're going to be working on that tomorrow. So anyways, it just gets us all focused and organized day to day and hour to hour. So it's pretty cool. But so today we're supposed to be working on recruitment, our positions and roles, and the CCC nonprofit setup.
Yeah. So what do you want to do, guys? I mean, we missed the break, so maybe we take a quick break and then we get focused, or we get focused and then we take a break. I think maybe we can get focused first.
Well, I don't know what Mel's plan is. Like, I know you wanted to jump on and just check in on Stacy quickly, but do you want to stick around, or do you want to do anything else you wanted to go through?
Yeah,
or?
if you guys are talking about the CCC budget, then yeah, I can stick around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we can, let's at least get our focus and topic. So I think our focus and topic is really focusing on the CCC nonprofit setup, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then the parts of that, there's the budget, and then there's basically the recruitment. So the nonprofit budget, nonprofit recruitment. So I mean, I think we might want to start with some type of like review and go over the overall plan. I started doing that with you, Mel. You know, where like there's the two sort of parallel paths. So like we can just kind of go over the two parallel paths, make sure we're all on the same page, and then we can just see what's next. I think we're probably going to want to focus on the recruitment first. But we could start with just going over the overall plan for like 5 to 10 minutes. When we
Okay,
get back.
that sounds good. That sounds
Okay.
good. And in the meantime, I'm gonna text Stacy that we're still in the meeting and going over the CCC budget at the top of the hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
and then give her a chance to join.
Under our policies, if Stacy jumped on, we would automatically break up into two buddy teams.
Okay.
So it would be good to note that. So in so doing, we can vote to not do that, which would be what we call a double team. So if you have more than 3 people, a buddy team is either 2 or 3 people, and that's where pretty much all the work gets done. And so as soon as you have more than 3 people, that would be called what's called a double team, which is against policy. So we can all vote to break the policy if we all want to do it together. But usually it slows everything down. We're not really focused on the work. It's more talking and planning, which is fine if that's what we want to do. So we just want to note that. And if we do want to split up, it's good to know. Like if Stacy comes, it could be like either me and Stacy, or me and Mel, or it could be me and Alberto, and then Alberto and Mel, or Alberto and Stacy. So those are just the different options of how we break up. We can figure that out. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see.
So let's take a 5-minute break, and then we got to top the hour and get started.
All
Okay.
right. Perfect. Right, I'm back.
I'm here too. I just messaged Stacy to see what she says. So we're just gonna assume that she's not gonna attend because it's pretty much unlikely. So,
But can I ask you something
yeah, sure.
out of the teeth, right? So I don't. It's how can you say it? When something you're about to catch something, but it goes away. How do you say in English? Anyways, I don't understand. I mean, obviously, it's clear that she's passing through a very difficult moment, and I mean,